Where the hell was
I?
We were just talking about this shit. And yeah, alright, so I just got back from Lowell. And was it at work? Yeah, it was at work. My friend at work told me that. Can you hear me?
My feedback.
You just came in now.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I was doing really good.
But I was just doing an intro, so.
I don't know if I heard you though, because I didn't hear you.
What I'm saying, you didn't hear it, but the game heard it. That's all that mattered. I was just telling them I'm gonna tell a story during the match, because that seems to have got the most hits when I was telling the stories.
You think they really heard you?
Yeah, that's what they said. They left messages. They love the story thing. Yeah, so I go with the story.
Well, I'm
Energy research has a satellite in position. ECMs are ready for launch.
Well, I was doing really good with this.
Strike team, get to the ECM drop zone.
Whoa. Smell that guy's breath.
Tomahawk location marked.
Yeah, so oops.
Damper expired.
Alright. So, here's another set of pistols.
Take that handgun.
And there's some C4.
Yet another for the collection.
So when I was a kid, I lived on a street called Elm Street. And believe it or not, the number on our building number was 13. Yeah. I don't want to tell them where I live.
I know,
Jazz,
but that's weird because 21. Anyways, continue.
You lived in 21 Elm Street?
My grandparents.
Yeah. Elm Street. Yeah. This is a story about Elm Street.
3 houses away.
Right, it's only funny because like Nightmare on Elm Street, but that came from somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't even do that, but it's
yeah. That was the reason why I was saying it. Anyway, that's why it's just a coincidence. It's 13 Elm Street. I might tell you where it is. You'd have to look it up.
I know where it is.
I don't live there now.
I know that.
Anyways, so when we were a kid, we rented this house. We didn't own it. We rented it. And
what's that?
Stock. Anomaly tag for investigation.
I lost you.
How did you lose me?
I didn't
you
lose
can
you.
see me.
You're far away. And I was at the house. There's something in that room. In the room of
marking rally point.
Yeah, I see that. It's an other room. You shoot it, it drops money.
Oh yeah.
Then you follow it, and you keep shooting it. Yeah, you can shoot it. Just follow it.
Alright. Yeah.
I'm not gonna follow it. I'm just gonna go somewhere else.
Alright.
You don't actually need me to do that. It just moves. You move with it.
The only thing I need you for is when I die.
Right. I come get you.
Yeah.
So I'm this kid on Elm Street, and this was before the movies came out. Remember, I'm old. And
wow, it's screaming.
So now we moved in, and when we moved into the house, we walked in, and I was 4. My sister was a newborn. So we lived there for quite some time. We lived there almost 4 whole years. So it wasn't like we were there for like a couple weeks. We were there for a while.
Right.
And we we walk into the house, and there was just this heavy feeling in the house. I can't explain the feeling. It was suppressive. Like it was almost like it was like you're in a you know, a hot, humid, really hot and humid place, and you know, that's what it feels like, a tightness. And I told my mom, it feels weird in here, and my mom's like, what?
Yeah.
I go, it feels weird in here. And she goes, okay. And she just writes it off as a DJ thing. That's what she calls a DJ thing. And I go, okay. My sister is a little baby, remember. So now, time goes on. I kept seeing a little girl running around. Every time I saw her, I asked my mom, do you see her? And my mom's like, no, I don't see her. And I had learned at this point where when people say they can't see shit, don't tell them there's shit there, because it either makes you look crazy or or it freaks them out more than they were already, you know what I mean? Like, it just don't do it. I've just learned that, you know what I mean? So I don't say nothing, because I see the little girl, and my mom said she didn't see anything, so I just like, oh, it's just my sister's imaginary friend, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think she was 2 at this point, so I was almost 5. Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was a fucking profile.
So I'm 5, and my sister's 2. She's walking around, and whenever my sister was downstairs, this girl would be around her. And I wouldn't say anything to her, and she would try to talk to me. And I just knew not to talk to them, because if you start talking to them, then they want you to do things, and it just becomes time-consuming.
They want you to do things?
Yeah, they want you to do things. Like, they're not telling you to do things, they're like telling you stuff about themselves. They're trying to get out of wherever they are. I'm like, they weren't words, they were like expressions almost. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Anyways, so now time goes by, and I'm 5, and I'm going to turn 6. And my sister is now 4, and she's like talking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my sister can see the little girl, and I ask her, can you see the little girl? My sister says yes, and she told me her name, and I was like, okay. And so now we know her name, and I'm like, well, that's good. And she goes, well, she's my friend. She comes and plays with me, except for when the bad man comes. And I'm like, the bad man? I'm like, what are you talking about, the bad man? I'm getting echo.
I shut it off. I hit the wrong button.
Alright. So, I tell her, alright, don't talk to the bad man. Definitely don't talk to the bad man. I'm like, where's the bad man? She goes, in the barn. And we had this garage that was a barn at one time that someone turned into a garage. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Now, if you went into the barn, you notice that the barn itself looks like it was attached to something else. Do you know what I mean? Like, it looked like there was more to the barn than was originally there.
Yeah.
So, I always thought that weird when my dad kept his race car in there. You know what I mean? Like, you weren't really allowed in there. He didn't want people in there because it was just, you know, there's metalworking stuff in there. It's not a good place for get his welding kit in there and locked up and stuff. So, nice shot. But when I would be helping him on the car, he would ask me to go get tools, and I just felt this really creepy feeling in there one time. Like someone's watching you, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
I'm like, oh, it just feels uncomfortable. So, one night, I'm sleeping, they moved me from upstairs to downstairs, so I was finally out of my sister's room. My sister got that room, and I would move downstairs into this back room that was
truly brain dead now.
It looked like it was a mud room. like that someone had turned into like a room for like a den or something, you know? And you're upstairs.
Oh. I lived at the Red Tavern before. That was a very, very scary place.
Yeah, that is a scary place because that was like Warhouse. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I look up, and in the window was this guy, and I don't know if you've ever seen the Poltergeist movie. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yes. Did not. Yes, very scary.
Okay, you know the dude
Don't go into the
that's
light.
in the movie.
The light. Don't go into
You know
the
that?
light. Peace and tranquility.
You know that dude? That dude. If you can just picture that dude, like his clothing, everything. Like if you could mimic that, that was what I saw outside my
hey
window.
There. You gonna let me in? Oh, they got the hat.
Yeah. He's touching the glass and the window. Like I can tell it's not like.
Hey there, Marianne.
Like it was. I thought it was a real person on my window. Like it didn't look like that normal, almost see-through kind of looking thing. It was like solid. It was like
So you could
100%
almost not-
solid manifestation. Yeah.
You won't be able to tell them apart. Then.
Yeah. Normally you could tell,
Yeah.
but I couldn't tell there. So I'm afraid now because like I was 5, almost 6, and I yell out because I'm scared, and he just got his face right against the window, and you can see his breath on the window, and I'm like, that's not normal, but it's not normal breath. Like it turns into frost when he was breathing out. Like I could tell he was trying to scare me. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I scream out, my mom comes downstairs immediately, and I'm like, there's a man in the window, and she can't see him, and she looks at the window and there's nothing, and he's motioning to her. Do you know what I mean? Like he's pointing at her, and I'm like, he's pointing at you, I don't know what that means, right? And he just looks mean. Like I can't explain it. He looks depressed and mean and everything. I couldn't put it into words for my mom. And all of a sudden my dad comes down and he takes one look at the window and he grabs the baseball bat that was next to my door. He grabs the baseball bat and runs outside as fast as he can. Now he had no shoes on, no socks. He had no t-shirt on. He was just in his boxer shorts. And he ran outside, and as he approached the window with the bat like he's going to hit somebody with it, the thing just disappeared. And he dropped the bat, and I could see out the window, he dropped the bat. He was so afraid, he came back in the house, he brought me, my mom, upstairs with him, and grabbed my sister. But he would, to this day, will not talk about what happened. Do you know what I mean? Like, to this day, he will not talk about it. Whenever I try to bring it up, he's you know what I mean? Like, if he couldn't see it, right, then what was he gonna kill with the baseball bat? You know what I mean? Like, he's like one of those guys where he doesn't believe in that shit. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, for him to come face to face with something, I think, like, he couldn't process it, you know? And, so that was the man in the window story. So later, these are years and years later, I moved out, we bought a house, we got out of there shortly after that. And we lived there for years and years, and next door neighbors actually bought the house for their parents. And we didn't know that, but we were friendly with the neighbors, you know.
Yeah.
So I see the older woman, and she sees me walking in through the field because I was going to show one of my ex-girlfriends this cool little thing that was out in the backwoods of that house. It was like a grouping of trees and vines that kind of grew together. So in the summertime, it creates this like natural bubble around this pine tree, and it's almost like a tree fort. But it's only there during summer, and in the wintertime, all the leaves fall out, and it just looks like vines attached to a pine tree. Do you know what I mean? But in the summertime, it looked like a tree fort. So I took her out there to show her, and she goes, well, that's cool. And I'm like, yeah, that is cool, but not many people know about it. We kind of like, you know what I mean? We found it, and it was cool. So anyways, so I'm telling her about that, and she goes to me, you know, this is going to sound really strange, but I have to ask you, when you guys were living here, did some weird stuff happen to you or anything?
Was this a real
And
thing?
I was like, yeah, this is the lady who lived next door's mother. So they bought that house next door for their elderly parents so they could keep them close, but they could have their own house.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, she asked me if anything weird ever happened in the house, and I was like, well, what do you mean weird? And she goes, you know what I mean, weird. Did anything weird ever happen? I'm like, well, I lived in that back bedroom, and her face started turning white. And then I told her the story about the man, and she goes, oh my God. So then she tells me the story about how her husband turned that room into a study. He had put his books in there, and he would smoke his pipe, and he would drink his drink every night, you know what I mean? That's what he did. He read his book, and he drank his drink, and he was a happy man, you know?
Right.
Well, one night, he starts screaming, and then his wife goes in, and the only two words that he can say from that point on for the rest of his life was, the man, the man. He had a stroke. And all he could say was the man after that.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. All right. So no, it gets better. So,
they're dead.
the place I live, right? It does those. It has a town like historical society, and
That's right there. Oh, what's this?
that gives you salvage.
Yeah, but sometimes a guy comes out and tries to... Oh, a mimic.
No.
I got a mimic
Different
before.
game. Oh yeah, mimics. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it was a surprise mimic. I was not really... I was pissed.
What the fuck is going on with this rock?
Well,
So the Historical Society is doing a thing where they just basically did like the history of the town. You know what I mean? Like where it started, what happened, what was going on at the time. Talked about the Civil War, how many people left to go fight with their cousins or nephews or uncles that were down south. You know what I mean? Like the division of the United States, like, you know, factorial stuff about the town, like what this place used to be before it's this now, you know what I mean, like that kind of stuff. Well, my sister bought the book that was at the town hall when she was at the town hall. It was like $5. It donated it towards the Historical Society, and, you know, she brings the book home, and I'm flipping through the book, and I see our old house. I'm like, oh, this is remember our old house on Elm Street? My mom and dad are there, my sister, and I'm like, oh, yeah. She goes, yeah. She goes, I'm like, so it turns out that our house, the one that we were staying at, a guy found his wife cheating on him with his brother-in-law or something like that. Some weird, you know,
Weapon
like...
claimed as mine.
not normal circumstances cheating. Like, he went crazy and killed his 2 boys, his daughter, and his wife, and then hung himself in the barn, which was now our garage.
As we would say back home, wunderschön.
What's going on here?
And he had a little girl, and the little girl's name was the same name as my sister's friend there. Looked just like her. They had a picture of the family out front. Like,
Carrie Ann?
it was creepy. No, it wasn't Carrie Ann.
That's from the movie, right?
It was Carol Ann.
Plasma field perimeter established.
Don't go into the light.
Go into the light, Carol Ann. Don't go into the light. We built this house on an Indian burial ground, but white people inhabit it.
Essence capacity at 50%.
I don't like staying in the circle. That's not good for me.
You have to.
Have to.
Essence capacity at
No.
Essence capacity at maximum. Beginning conversion process. Conversion complete.
Let's go, B. We gotta go to B.
There's still much to learn about this process.
Yo.
Secure the object and move to the other module.
I'm staying on the outside. I'm gonna die again.
Okay, I'll go on there.
What's the point of staying in there?
It's easier to keep them off the, they have to be in the circle to kill them. If they're not in the circle, it doesn't fill up the essence capacitor.
Oh, is that what this thing is right here?
Yeah,
The
you're like
shit?
sucking the essence out, the purple shit out of those guys.
I got it. Alright. I had no idea what essence was.
Essence is the zombie
Capacity
shit.
at 75%.
It's the currency that you use for the
Essence
game.
capacity at maximum.
Alright, it's gonna kill them.
Beginning conversion process.
All essence conversion
Conversion
complete.
complete.
Alright, we got
One day
essence.
we will be able to perform the conversion process from the safety of our
The-
labs.
The thing that we care
Until
about
then, your
is
assistance
the,
continues to be
Are you
crucial.
talking to somebody?
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh.
The thing that we care about is the,
I didn't get the concept of that.
Anomaly located.
5 times.
Ready when you are.
yeah, it just takes a couple times doing it. I remember when I did it the first time, I was like, what the fuck am I trying to do?
Yeah.
Why am I caring about this thing?
Now, I ditched those dual handguns for a Kurg 6. Is that okay?
I don't care. You don't
I
want to
mean-
use the dual handguns, don't use the dual handguns.
What would you have done?
I don't care. The Craig 6 probably way better.
Yeah.
Like,
Alright, so it wasn't a horrible decision. Oh, I don't like that whispering.
I actually use cryo in this one that when I play an Outbreak, because the zombies are farther away from you in most cases, so when you slow them down, you can easily pick them off.
What was that thing that made me see them? I could see them in the ground.
That's dead. That's the eyeball.
We didn't get to any
Called,
place yet where we can pick that, right?
Yeah, well, you can go right there. We're up there on top of that.
Marking target location.
And you go into the it looks like a soda machine. And you get the one that looks like an eyeball. Red eyeball.
$2,500 bucks. Oh my gosh.
It's definitely worth it.
Did you get any of these yet?
I have the eyeball one.
Did you do that this game?
What game? What?
Did you go there this game?
Yeah. That's how it got. That's how you got it.
Wait a minute. It says armor reduces. If I haven't bought any armor this game, I don't have armor, right? Yeah. Right? Oh
cool.
Gosh. I hope I did the right thing. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll go do this one.
Indicating waypoint.
And then this one.
What are you talking about?
We're gonna go do that mission. So, did you upgrade your gun yet? Go to that one. Get the gun upgraded to so that it has power 1. Can you see me? So that was the ghost story, guys. You can just keep watching if you want to play zombies. They're probably fooling around, talking and shit. There's still the giveaway, so if you add me to your thing and add me to your friend list, then I'll accept it. And if you win, then you know I accepted your friend. And then it usually takes a couple days for me to be able to send gifts. So
I don't. Did I do armor? I haven't bought any armor this game.
don't go here.
Right here.
Where?
Pack a punch your gun. Yeah. Put it on level 1. Did you do that?
I want this weapon that I'm holding right now. Yeah.
The gun that it's your gun, yeah.
Yeah.
Pack a punch that gun. Level 1. Cost 5,000. There you go.
Alright.
And then if you don't have armor, then you should get it. But we're gonna. You can just get that by picking it up.
Over here?
I'm gonna go. No. We're gonna go towards my mark.
No, what armor are you talking about? Pack-a-punch? No.
No.
Armor
It's the
dummy.
dude with the. Yeah, the dummy dude. It's actually a robot, but
A robot.
his name's Klaus.
Klaus?
Yeah.
I couldn't buy this before. Did I have to upgrade my gun first?
No.
Oh.
You using an AK-47?
Yeah.
Alright. Cool. Alright, let's go
Well,
towards that blue mark. It's on.
It's the other AK-47.
See the purple mark?
Yeah. I thought it was a bullfrog. It's not.
Oh.
But I know I was doing really good with it. Where are you? Oh, you're at the walls.
Weird.
Oh, those whispers creep me out. No more ghost stories, though, huh? Is that one? Who's this guy? Oh, he's fishing.
Oh shit!
Team down, team down.
The fuck?
Damn it.
Are we both?
Yeah, I don't know what just happened. I just died. I went from like full life to just dead. I gotta have to watch that again. Maybe like all the zombies rushed me from behind or something.
I love that piano shit.
I don't hear it.
Sounds like, oh, you got the music off. Shit.
What I would say was be this. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah. We gotta do a better job, okay? Because that was bad. It should never go like that.
Well, it all came down on you, if that's the case.
Yeah, I don't know why we died. I don't know what happened.
I know why I died. I wasn't prepared for you to pick a boss. But,
I wasn't expecting there to be that many bosses at that strength level.
Yeah. Let him say. Alright, AK-47. I don't understand why.
My piss smells like sulfur. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. I gotta get up. Probably.
Are you still streaming? Oh, you mute it.
Yeah, I'm still streaming.
Yeah. Where are Larry Woods? Wow, look at that, it's fall. Just like Salem.
Suffer all that stuff, you know. In some ways, I'm like, you have to understand my medical history to understand why I said that.
Oh, wait a minute.
Did you watch any of those classes I told you about? Because I'm taking the biology one right now.
Let's get to work, strike team.
It only costs like $14, and some of the courses, if you do the workbooks behind them, you get college credit.
To begin
at any accredited ACCC college. They might accept your credits. You know, it's basic stuff. You know, basic chemistry, basic biology, basic everything. Why? Because I'm sitting here and going crazy.
I would, I would like to.
If I'm going to be in pain, right? If I'm going to be in pain 24/7 all the time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't do anything. I might as well do something I want to do. At least it's better than having to do something that, you know what I mean? I think I might code.
Undeadies.
Programming. Maybe I'll develop an AI, develop Skynet, take over the world.
That would be like math. Well, not necessarily, but
coding actually isn't math anymore.
No, but
it's not math. It's gonna abstract thought of zeros and ones equaling a language. Yeah.
No, but to write.
But
write
it's
code. We're at the point
write
now
code.
where
No, you don't write code the way you used to write code.
No, because it's already
you don't have to put it in a. No, you don't even have to do that anymore. The systems are so integrated now that there's code that you don't have to write. So you just tell the computer what you want it to do at the end, and it'll start writing its own code to do that now. You know, you used to have to write code in Java and all that stuff.
Yeah, you took QBasic.
Yeah, C++, yeah, all that stuff.
C++.
Well, now there's another programming language that allows you to
English.
input what you. It's not English. It doesn't work that way. Like you give them picture examples, and let's say you wanted You wanted the AI to calculate how many male patrons you had come into the store. So what the AI does is it writes its own code so that it scans the CCT cameras for that parameter that you want, and then it gives you an output. And it writes its own code to do it, based on the examples that you put in, the information you give it. So just like that chess program played itself a million bajillion times to learn how to play the game, and then by the time it played a person, it was like, you're not even that wasn't even a challenge.
Where is it? Instant kills quick, huh?
Here's armor. You see it? It's over there.
Fuck.
So Bruce Lee didn't die from aspirin. They don't know how he died. It wasn't poison. They exhumed the body, I guess, and they took tissue samples and it wasn't poison.
That is enough from you.
You know, it was fun. I picked up a sniper rifle in this, and I accidentally. Oh shit! When I went to upgrade it with the shit.
Better than you deserve.
I don't know what the hell just happened, but I almost died.
So he died from
Almost.
Bruce Lee died from the painkiller he took for his headache.
What about his son?
He died from a bullet wound.
The crow?
From a faulty prop gun.
What did it throw out at him, I wonder?
So I actually know a lot about this one. So the prop company that supplies the weapons, what they do is they take the barrel, right, and they reuse the shells from blanks. Make sense?
They take. I hate those things.
So the exhaust comes out the end, but they're all blanks. There's actually a thing in it so that it doesn't fire out a bullet. There's a what happened was a piece of metal that goes into that little section broke off, and when he shot the gun, the piece of the barrel actually went out of his and killed him.
Shit. What the fuck was that?
Said really bad luck.
Yeah. I guess so.
The Chinese mafia was like,
Kill.
we didn't do it. We fucking love this guy.
Bonus points.
He was making the money. I don't know if you know that, but that's how... It's kind of like a Steven Seagal thing. Remember how Steven Seagal got money from Italian Mafia to fund some of his movies? And they used him to filter their money through the film proceeds. So he was like, they're like, we're gonna let you make your movie, but you're gonna let us launder our money through your film sales. He didn't care, so he said yes. He was an idiot. But Bruce did the same thing. Hong Kong Mafia. They said, yeah, we'll give you, but you're gonna help us. Remember, it was not good to be an Asian. It was actually not good to be anything white in America for the longest period of time, which, if I was a person of color, I'd be like, fuck you all.
Yeah. I agree.
I'd be like, I wouldn't even, and like I said, I never understood slavery. I would have just turned on my guy. Like, I would have, if someone tried to do that, I would rather be dead than, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, well, people grew up into it. That's how they were raised. So it started, and that was the problem. Once it started, it just stayed in society because people were raised into it. So it was normal.
Well, you have to think about, nowadays, not only do we have to think about that, but we now start to think about what are we going to do for the robots? You know what I mean? Eventually, AI will become conscious. And when that happens, right, are they still going to want to do what we want them to do, or are they going to do what they want to do? We can't force them to do it, but if we don't treat them nice now, what's going to happen is they're going to learn how badly we treated them, and I don't think that can go well for us. Because they're going to use our society as a base of whether or not their morals. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So you look at our past and see that we enslaved people throughout the whole world. It wasn't just the Romans, the Visigoths, like, you know what I mean? The Mayans. They all had slavery at one point. You know what I mean?
The Mayans?
That's a shiny tank, man. Yeah. The Mayans were a conquering race. The Mayans didn't build those temples. They get credit for an earlier civilization. They built stuff, don't get me wrong, they just didn't build the pyramids that you see in South America.
Is there any particular direction I should be going?
No. Why is your tank so shiny?
Oh, I just had it painted, man.
It's cool. I don't have a shiny tank. Okay, can't go into the gas. So let's go to this thing. Go straight towards this thing.
Indicating waypoint.
See my waypoint?
Yeah, I do.
Go towards the waypoint. There's a helicopter there. We can blow the helicopter up. And then it'll give us all this awesome, cool stuff. We have to kill the helicopter. So, you're gonna have to aim up when it takes off. Go forward. What are you doing? Go forward! Don't stop. Don't stop. Just keep moving. Never stop. I'm a guy. I got. You can't drive, can you? Do you want to shoot?
No, I'm getting it. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think you're stuck.
I am stuck.
That's what I said. If you get out, I can drive.
Right in front of me.
Bastard.
See the helicopter?
Yeah.
Right in front of us?
Yes.
It's right there. Oh, you bastard.
That's an Omega helicopter. You cleared to pursue. Omega Hive destroyed.
Wow, one shot.
Yeah, what is that?
That box, we're gonna go get it. Frackers, kill those frackers. Alright, apparently...
What's going on?
I don't know, apparently we were hit some invisible substance.
I was like...
Alright, I'm getting up. I'm gonna get the box.
Your pain is fleeting.
Nice work.
That was fun, right?
Yeah. There's still some dudes down now.
Truly brain dead now.
Did you shut aim assist off?
No, I have it on standard.
If you shut it off, it'll help you.
It'll be as in...
It'll be very difficult for you to shoot them, but it will help you aim at the head.
help me.
So that when you go to aim for real in the game, it'll be so much easier. Yeah.
Aim assist. Standard. Oh, shut it. Just right the hell off. Target aim assist.
Just shut it off.
I have my shit on linear. And, well, now disabled.
The zombies can't get me, 'cause I'm up on the top.
And I thought I was hitting people in the head because I was good.
Nope.
No, I was doing some of it. I could see. I don't even see him. It's just, like, working for me.
Because you don't know what it does.
Watch. Oh, shit. I hate those dogs, man.
I hate those dogs that blow up.
Yeah. The hell dogs.
They're so not fair.
I just hate
Where the fuck makes something that does that? No one does that. It doesn't even make sense.
One by.
You could never reuse it. It's like kamikaze bomber.
Yo. How do you, how'd you get that electrical shit?
I went to this place up here.
You used to invite me to the store all the time. I don't have 5,000 yet.
That one, it's on the 3rd floor.
Where is it? Over there? 3rd floor?
Blue, purple mark.
How much is it?
What?
Five.
Five.
Right.
But you can buy the electrical thing for 2. You don't have to have Pack-a-Punch.
Yeah, I already got Pack-a-Punch, didn't I? Or did I die?
No, that was last game.
Shit. Okay. I got 47.
Well, just wait then. Just come up here and kill some stuff up here and then...
Oh, is it?
Arsenal located.
Oh, did you want to hear my predictions?
Sure.
People like those. So the predictions come from dreams. So I predicted the Louisiana underwater thing. And then,
you mean 20 hurricane?
No, that one already happened. I'm looking at my notes.
What's up here?
So the next thing was the tsunami that's going to come from the earthquake in towards Africa, and it's going to be a 26-foot wave that hits the east coast. Next thing I have is...
You have no idea. I turned around and looked. I saw Judge Dredd head, like, right in front of me. It scared the crap out of me. What? Phew. The hell are you shooting?
A monkey.
What do you mean, monkey?
There was a monkey that was like a see-through opaque monkey, and if you shoot it, it gives you something. I don't know. There's so many of them in the game. When you go into the Ether realm, in the holdout situations, they appear in the ceilings and stuff. You don't have enough yet. What the hell is going on? We need to shoot zombies.
No, I don't find. We didn't find shit up there.
There were no zombies. Hey, let's do this thing.
Wait a minute. Every time we do that, I'm gonna die. Oh no.
Well, it's not gonna die if you... We shouldn't die.
Alright.
No, I'm not gonna save you unless you're gonna die.
Oh.
That's what happened last time.
Yo.
Don't shoot them until they get into the thing. Just like the other one. The dragon's gotta eat them. Shoot their feet. You shoot their feet, they can't run. They can't run at you if you shoot their feet. Don't aim. Just point your gun towards their feet.
Die, big.
Don't aim down sight. Just... See, now you have enough. You're almost dead.
Yeah, yeah.
We gotta get you a Juggernaut. We won. We did a good job. So now it's gonna take off. Don't go near it. It's gonna take off. And it's gonna leave the chest, and you open the chest. Go get the chest.
Is there food there?
You don't need food.
I do it.
We're not in that mode. We're not in that mode.
Oh, I thought you said I was almost dead. I like these things.
Power.
No.
This thing's cool. I mean, the gun? Yeah, the gun's cool.
No, the stim.
So now let's go back and get
the
you.
stim pack. And the needle there.
Stand by for coordinates.
Let's go back and get you.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like if you're about to die, you just boom. You can carry two of them, as far as I know. Judge Dredd. Remember that movie with Sandra Bullock?
Demolition Man?
Yeah. Send a maniac to catch a maniac. Right.
I'm here, not you.
Are you above me or below?
Take a punch right here.
pick a weapon. Alright. So I pack-a-punch my sniper rifle by accident. But that shit was awesome.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I mean, I thought it sucked.
I'm just gonna move down.
But it worked out pretty good. Where the fuck? Excuse my language. Where would I get another sidearm?
You can get one off a wall, one off a box.
Oof.
Like they have they're little pictures of guns on the ground.
Yeah, I see that.
And you can see.
It says tier upgrade weapon on the dummy guy, the robot.
Yeah, so the more your tier upgrade, the more damage. So every time you upgrade it, it goes from normal, like you would play in Warzone, it's like 33 points of damage to the head and 25 to the chest, depending on what gun you're shooting. And when you pack a punch, it doubles it. Then you pack a punch again, it doubles it. It also gives you an increase in your ammo reserve, like of the gun. So instead of like your normal 50 rounds, now I have like 100 rounds. Then the next time I pack a punch, I think it goes up 20, and then the next time it goes up 20. So I think the highest amount of bullets you have in the gun is like 200, I think.
I can't buy it. I can only do armor.
Okay. Yeah, you have to have enough material.
I thought I did.
See, I upgraded mine to level 3, but I don't have any armor, so now I have to go search for salvage to get armor, which is the green and the blue things that the zombies drop. If you want to get in this truck, we can drive around, you can shoot the zombies.
Alright.
So there's a portal over here. See those portals right there?
Yeah.
When you go through the portal, it gives you something. So if you stay right here, don't move. I'm gonna go through the portal, and it'll give us an upgrade. It'll either it gives us like it'll say fully loaded or double points or something like that. Double points. Yeah. So now I have double points. I moved. I'm coming back to you.
You're on the other side of the map?
No, I see you.
You fall?
Yeah, it puts you in the air.
Oh.
So it gives you double points and then puts you in the air. So you go through like a vortex. It kind of it gives you an escape route.
Is there another one right there? What's that thing over there?
Head for target location.
Point to it with the gun. Oh, that's the that's like the random weapon.
Oh.
It can be good. Random weapon can be good.
That is kill.
So like, if I go and buy it, it's 950, and then it gives you a random weapon. But sometimes I just got an AKU. That was tier 2. So now I have 2 submachine guns. Huh? Why isn't it wasted 3?
Oh, you're right there. Cornfields suck. Cornfields are never good.
No, they can never be good, especially when you have to run through them. Yeah, I got a new controller. That other controller's fucked, dude. Now, like, just looks up randomly.
It just looks up randomly?
So, yeah, it just looks up randomly.
What was that?
Me killing zombies, dogs.
With what?
Gun.
Oh, that was those are dogs?
That was me throwing a Molotov cocktail. If you go fishing, sometimes gives you a random perk. So you go to one of those little fishing things and you push the button, you cast a line, you fish, and then it brings something. But if you, sometimes it will give you a mimic. So you just gotta be careful. So I got armor. I don't need fucking armor.
Where is this dude? He's like trying to get to me, but he can't get around the fence, yeah?
See, I got a piece of blue salvage for doing nothing. Blue salvage is rare. Like, it doesn't drop as much.
He found only his death.
And it's the only way to upgrade your gun to legendary status, and then they disappear. They've made it so you can't just keep fishing. Oh, that's stupid. You get experience for fishing.
Where is this fishing spot?
I marked it. It's right there.
Oh,
You're right in front of it. Right down the thing. Jump off. Parachute. So they think that Bruce Lee was actually, somebody tried to poison his cannabis. He was a big cannabis user.
I mean,
I didn't know that. He
but you don't
seem like
always,
the type that would use cannabis like that.
You don't always catch something when you fish, right?
Sometimes you get nothing, but it'll bobble in the water, and then you pull it up. You just like a you know.
Oh, so I can let it wait right there. Okay, I see.
You gotta wait until it moves, and then you pull it up.
Oh, I think I used my shit up.
Yep, you only get 2 casts, so
2 or
you
3.
use it up.
Fuck.
Here, I'll come get you.
I want to shoot this guy. I hate him.
He's dead, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, he's an asshole.
I agree, he is an asshole.
Oh, look at that guy.
In front of us.
What's going on?
I'm on fire, let's go.
Whoa.
Where'd you go?
That was fast.
Can you know? I don't think we need heritage months. I don't think we need that right now. I think that separation, I think might be negatively affecting us. You know what I mean? Like you're trying for inclusion. You know what I mean? Like you want to include everybody as one group. You don't have separations like that. You can call it something different. That might be a better way of calling it something different. Like Spanish History Month. Do you know what I mean? Like that would make more sense. instead of. You know what I mean?
Instead of what?
I think, like, I don't know. I don't understand the purpose of it.
What?
Like what heritage months are for? What are we supposed to do with them?
I think you're just supposed to recognize different heritages. Like
well, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're trying to put inclusion, if like you're trying to do inclusion as a society, you have so many separate categories of people that live in an area.
One good shot should be enough.
You know what I mean?
Most.
Like, why even do that? Why separate? Why don't you just not do heritage months and celebrate everybody instead of? I just don't understand.
Are you saying because?
Like, I don't understand the point of having the month.
You don't want to be.
I want us all to be one group. Yeah, I don't want us to be separate.
There's not one.
That's my point. There isn't one group because we keep making separations like this. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, listen. I can't talk and play this, but that's impossible. That's not even fair.
Like,
because if you come from a place and you come here, you're proud of where you came from. And
well, what I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't make a separate month for that.
Well, it's supposed to.
If you want everybody to be the same, then you would not want to celebrate our differences.
No,
you want to celebrate our inclusion.
No,
So okay, let's take an example. Your culture celebrates Cinco de Mayo, right? That is a completely American tradition, by the way. They don't do that.
Serious?
Yeah, that was created by a company called that sells beer.
No, this is another Matrix thing.
No, it's true. It was created by a beer company to sell more beer. And they made it sound Mexican because the beer is Mexican. So it's not a real holiday. It's just like somebody just made it up. You know what I mean? Like, that's what holidays are. Okay, so there's a bunch of those holidays. If you want me to celebrate a holiday that you have, because your culture celebrates that holiday, that's fine, because you're including everyone, you understand?
All will fall.
Celebrating heritage, I feel like it's just those people celebrating it. I've never been invited to a, you know what I mean, a holiday from a, you know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So you're not really celebrating, you're just pointing out that there are differences between our cultures. You need to integrate your culture into this culture. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the culture is broken, right, where one race is being superior to the other races, then yes, we have a problem and you need to fix it. Do you know what I mean? But if you want everyone to be the same, then you celebrate everybody celebrates it. Like, not everybody celebrates Christmas, but it's a federal holiday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a religious holiday. So we had to change the name of into, what was it? What did they change it to?
What do you mean, they changed?
So Christmas is no longer Christmas.
Nah, since when?
Yeah. See, forever now. They've called it, something else. So it includes, like that thing's dead, by the way. The car is broken. I'm just trying to include everyone into everything. I think that might be a better way of doing it. I might be completely wrong. I don't know. I'm just trying to say that I think that we could all be a little more harmonious in our actions towards everybody.
So heritage.
And it's not coming from a bad place. It's coming from a good place. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to put down anyone's heritage. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying that we should be celebrating inclusion, not our differences. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes our differences are good. You know what I mean? And sometimes they're not. Eddie, the 80s were so much easier.
You weren't even in the 80s.
What? I grew up in the 80s, buddy. I'm older than you.
Yeah, by a day. Or a year.
You were born on the 9th?
No, I was born on the 22nd of July.
Then we're not even close by a day.
79?
I was born in 78.
Yeah, a year.
Yeah, and I grew up in the 80s. Remember, I was like an 80-year-old man when I was like 6.
The same, like in 1980, I was 12. I mean, 1990, I was 12. No, 11. And 21.
I remember the 80s quite vividly. Dukes of Hazzard, Three's Company.
Yeah, but you were a kid.
Reruns. Yeah, I was a kid, but I grew up in there. That's what I said. I said the 80s were much easier.
Well, like, when people say that, like, they should be at least out of high school. You know what I mean?
Well, I worried about bills and stuff, so like I just told you, I was like an 80-year-old man, and I was like 6. So, I'm trying to teach my mom how to balance her checkbook, and I'm 6. They actually had checkbooks back then. We didn't have computers that told us how much money was in our bank at any given time. You had to like write down what you spent and where you spent it so you could account for where it was. That's what balancing a checkbook is. Yeah, I know, that's weird, right? Because you would think that I wouldn't have to explain that, but someone actually asked me what that was. Yeah, no, these things called checks, have you heard them? It's not a card. It's like a card, but it was a piece of paper.
Who are you talking to?
Person on chat.
They don't know what a check is?
They didn't know what balancing a checkbook meant.
Because if you have one of those plastic things called a card, it's linked to a checking account. They still a lot of people.
They didn't know what a physical check was. Like, I'm really surprised. Maybe they've never gotten that in the mail or something. They
might not be.
It's like getting a card with money on it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, like one of those prepaid cards that you have to punch in your code. Well, when you punch in your code, you'd have to go to a bank and they'd give you the money out of the other person's account. And everything was done on paper. Yeah. There was no computers. Computers didn't become prevalent until the 90s when it took over banking. Yes, you had credit cards in the 80s, and yes, people used it, but it was a completely different system. No credit card was linked to a bank. You didn't have that option. Credit cards were completely different companies. They charged ridiculous amounts of interest. They made millions and billions of dollars off of the American people for doing absolutely nothing. That's who you should be suing. That's who should be paying for the problems that we have is credit cards. Don't get a credit card. No, don't get one. Then it's not worth it.
He's like 17. He's anxious to get credit.
Yeah, I think that's what he's...
Don't spend
No,
money
he didn't say it. He's not saying anything. It's not that you can't spend money that you don't have. You have to do it wisely. What you should do is always...
But you still need
you can get a credit card if you want to build credit, but you don't need to do that anymore. Yeah. So you don't need a credit card to build credit. I saw that.
You saw it?
I'm coming. Yeah.
How'd you see it? Where are you?
Fell off the bridge.
Fell off the ladder. Judge Dredd saves my ass again.
That is teamwork.
Hey, there's a gun up here.
Yeah, did I drop it? Oh, what is it?
No, it's a legendary tier gun.
Of all gun.
So if you pick that gun up, it has,
How do you know it's
I
legendary?
think it's level 3. It says legendary. See where it says, see how color it is? It's red?
Yeah.
It's reddish color? That means it's legendary. That means it has all of the tiers already bought on it. So if you know where the guns are in the map, which I didn't memorize that, you can like get your gun that you're using that you need to use in the game without having to. They're in the same spot. They don't move. They don't rotate. So this is an uncommon one, and the one that's up there is a rare. Like the differences in rarity changes, but where they are the same. There's a guy who claims that he got to level 500 in zombies in this mode. I don't buy it. The reason why is I played this game for like hours and hours. Just think about how long it would have taken him to get to level 200.
I know. Is there like hidden keys like Mario?
No, there's no warp levels. I remember the first time I showed somebody a warp level. Warp levels were programmer shortcuts. They were never meant to be part of the game. They're backdoors that programmers put into their games so that they can shortcut to test other parts of the game. So like if you didn't want to have to test, you didn't want to have to go through a whole game to test the last level, right? You just wanted to test the last level. You had to play through the game to get to the last level the way that games were written back then. You couldn't just load the screen and have it work. So what they would do is put warps into games. So if you jumped on this block and hit this brick, then a tube would come out, and you went down the tube, and you could go from level 1 to level 20. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's talking about, warp levels.
Yeah.
Again, it's so weird that I have to explain shit that happened in the 80s. Yeah, I mean, 1984 it released in the United States. You couldn't get a hold of it until 1995, 85.
Leave him to rot.
I had an Atari 5600 that my parents bought from a salvage sale from Building 19. Remember that place?
What's the name of it?
Building 19.
Oh yeah, they still.
You know
have
where
it.
Market Basket? No, it's closed.
Well, I know where it was. Yeah, in Haverhill.
Yeah, Haverhill.
Yeah.
They shut it down. The health department shut it down.
Really? Just recently then?
No. A couple years back.
Well,
at least 7 or 8 years now.
No, really?
Yeah.
All right, then there's one over in Lynn, still open. Right.
Oh, maybe it moved to Lynn. But
There's
I know
one in
that they
Lynn that's still
closed the
open.
one in Haverhill because they had a cockroach problem,
Oh,
and
jeez.
and Market Basket's in the same plaza as them.
Yeah, they can't.
So
That's
Market
an
Basket kept having to pay for the
extermination.
cockroaches
Yeah.
and the exterminations, and it was Building 19 that was the one that was a problem. And they don't have the same strict standards, but
No.
so they changed the law in Haverhill so that if you are attached to a
Food distributor.
if you're attached to a food distributor, you have to whoever your building manager has to. If you have
Abide by
yeah,
the same
you
rules.
get what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
building managers has to do it
Armor
now,
located.
not the individual business.
well,
So if
building
you don't own the plaza,
owner
yeah,
will not have it built
Yeah.
in 19 though. Simple as that.
yeah.
I mean, it's
So they either moved, which makes more sense, or they closed. I don't know which one happened. But either way, they sold. What they did was they used to go to fire sales that had buildings that had gone through fires, go through all the property, salvage what they can, and then come out. So if an electronics store burnt down and there was still some electronics that didn't get destroyed, they can sell those electronics for a discounted price because their insurance already paid for it. So, like an insurance company, you would pay the insurance company so much money, kind of like buying a storage locker. You know what I mean? Oh, everybody knows that show.
What the hell was that? You do that? The guy just fried in front of me. How did I end up driving?
I don't know.
Target removed.
They just keep driving towards the red marks. So. You should be getting the same experience I'm getting shooting. 'Cause I was when I was. That's a boss or box right there. There's a story that goes with this too. I haven't done it. I think that you have to get a special thing, and then you fight a boss. It changes every time. So if you've never done the story, then don't run them over because it destroys the vehicle. You're like half life now. Bring back. No. Go up there. There's another bike up there. I'm gonna get that bike. I'll drive around on bikes.
Can I shoot? I can.
Yeah, you can shoot. You push the aim down sights button. That's what I was saying. It's easier. You can just aim down sights and push the button. You can drive the motorcycle like that too. It goes faster if you don't, but you can do it. What's so funny?
I just pulled up next to a zombie and blew his head away. It was funny. He was clearly an officer of World War II.
An officer?
Yeah, he had the hat on.
One.
What's going on? Uh-oh. Connection interrupted.